This is a hamstring curl on a foam roller, so it can be a great substitution if you don't have another way to work the hamstrings. So I'm going to start on my back, and that roller is going to be just behind my ankle. From there, I'm going to press down, try to squeeze my glutes a little bit to lift my hips. I'm just lifting the hips about an inch. I found that this feels better not trying to lift your hips as high as you can, because then the low back starts to get too engaged for a lot of folks. So I'm just lifting my hips a little bit, and then I'm going to curl. That roller is going to go around my heel till it gets to my forefoot, and then go slow back. I'm at my heel, and the roller should just go nicely onto the back of your ankle. Roll up, curl, curl, curl. The last couple inches can make a difference. I really feel my hamstring there. And then I slowly go out, keeping my hips just slightly off the ground. You might have to play with the roller position for you. So everybody's anatomy is a little different, and this is a great exercise, but admittedly, we are doing a hamstring curl with a foam roller, and so you might have to adjust a bit where the roller is. So you can try starting it a little bit higher. To me, that's, I can't get it now around my ankle. You can start it more on the heels, but then you might not be able to go as far. So just kind of play with it and see what feels right for you. But we should be able to feel that we can get a pretty good bend of the knee curling into the hamstrings without the low back or the front of the knees taking over too much. If you feel like your hamstrings are going to cramp, like this is too much work, a few options. One is we just don't go as far. So we start in a little bit of a knee bend, and then I go a bit. And so I'm just avoiding the end ranges until you get a little more strength, a little more endurance. That can potentially help. The other one is you can play with kind of your foot position. So if I start that mid-calf, then I can go a little bit. That's a little more awkward, but I've had that work for some people where they're just not able to go as far. So you can kind of play around with that. My preference, though, is to just go at a mid-range and see how that feels for you. If by any chance this becomes easy, you can do it on a single leg. Let's see if I can. It's pretty tough. So I'm going to just go one leg, lift, and curl. And I don't have a full rep. That's a pretty challenging variation. But if two legs is getting easy, you can try that. The other ways to make it a little harder is to just go really, really slow. So increasing the tempo can increase the difficulty, particularly on the way back out to a straight knee position. So that's foam roller hamstring curl. Should get a lot of work in the back of the legs. If you feel your low back, you might be just lifting too high, so we don't need to lift hips too high. And then you might have to play around with the exact roller position or the exact range of motion to see what's best for you.